Hello and welcome back to episode 4 here on F1 my team or Conmet Racing my team, whatever you want to call it. Today's episode is the Bahrain GP, and as you can see here, I'm just doing a couple activities there for the activity timeline, as we have the support some beam for the rear wing come in for aerodynamics. So we shall be getting a new upgrade for aerodynamics. I think I'm gonna do the either front wing or mirror um, for that upgrade. I do want to have some major upgrades coming soon. I think I want to get those on the car before Monaco, because Monaco is a race that not only do I want to do good in it, I also want to have a better car for it because I'm not the best driver in Monaco situations and just scenarios like that. I'm just not the cleanest driver in close city circuits, and I just want to do good there. Anyways, drawing our attention back to the activity timeline, you can see on the board we are catching Kick Salver at a very impressive rate. And so we will very soon, very, very soon, probably by next episode, no longer be the worst team on the grid, which will be a great surprise and a great joy. Anyways, let's go to the race weekend in Bahrain.
Well, as the sun goes down, the speeds go up. It's almost time to get underway for this shootout for the fastest time and the best possible grid position for tomorrow's race. Let's get on with it. It's qualifying for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
So, heading on to our first flying lap. You can see I didn't get those front tires cold. It was a medium set, and I did so bad I just decided to box. I just showed you guys the beginning of the flying lap and me boxing because I had a couple mistakes and it just wasn't the best. And so I was like, you know, we're gonna scrap that. So heading on to the next flying lap. So now we can only do 2 real flying laps, which is rather unfortunate if I don't say so myself. But just slamming on the brake going into turn 1, very hard turn. I've never been able to nail this turn. Bahrain's always been one of my least favorite tracks. Luckily, Saudi Arabia is one of my favorites. Jeddah is one of my favorites. So that is coming up. That is going to be awesome as we drain the battery going into this turn, which is, I believe, this is turn 3. And just getting a snap of the rear, almost losing it there. Having to keep control as we cut to the end of the flying lap, trying to save time here. Let me know if you want me to save time or not. And I just prefer not to show every qualifying lap, just some of them. And only part of them. Anyways, let's go to the line, and it's 21st. It's a 1:34.8. So not a great time at all as we go to our last qualifying, our last lap of the qualifying session. We were quite a bit early as we hit the first turn, quite a bit better, but our exit was not very clean. Anyways, the track development wasn't probably the best at this time, I do have to say. So the track probably wasn't the grippiest it could have been as compared to the people coming after me, if that makes sense. But we still managed to gain 1.6 seconds on our positive delta time as we run to the line, and it turns out being 1.9 seconds faster. That puts us all the way up into 14, both the way up into 14. Can this be our first Q2 appearance? And don't think it will be. Let's see. Nope, it will not be. We'll just miss out. That is very unfortunate that we couldn't quite make it in. We were a couple mistakes away from catching doing and just getting into Q2, but unfortunately we'll not. Let's go to the race.
We're here again then at a circuit famous for its stunning visuals and thrilling battles for glory. Who will take the spotlight in the Bahrain Grand Prix today? We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, Oscar Piastri, and Tsunoda, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Ocon, and George Russell, Antonelli, Stroll, Pierre Gasly, and Hulkenberg, Behrman, Doohan, Richard Verschoor, and Liam Lawson, Albon, Crawford, Bortoletto, and Isaac Hadjar rounds off the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. And alongside me here today in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Okay, let's try not to worry about being down here at the back. You've got the speed, you've got the car, so just take it easy and the race will come to you.
So in terms of strategy, I was looking at the medium, hard, but I don't believe we have a second set of fresh mediums. I said if it's going the soft, if it's recommending also the soft hard, let's do a medium soft hard approach instead of a medium hard approach. So it gives us a little bit extra lap time maybe on that second stint, a little bit faster lap times. Hopefully the tire is not a problem, and I think that we could have. That we can drag the hard tire stint longer. Anyways, let's go to the race. Lights out, and away we go. It looks like a good getaway from Max Verstappen on pole next to Lando Norris. Yet again, that rivalry is already heating up as we dive down the inside of turn one. Oh, hitting Tsunoda, damaging our front wing a little bit, which is very unfortunate. Our rear tires are already crazy when it comes to tire wear, but unfortunately those cold tires do affect us, and those Tsunodas are already pulling away from us, and you can see that Sainz is catching up to us very fast, so we just have to go defensive as we cut to Verstappen. Verstappen mega start off the beginning, and now it's Leclerc and Norris fighting, so this is even better for Verstappen. He's just absolutely pulling away with this, not a care in the world. Easy for Verstappen here as we just see his dominance this season. He hasn't lost a single race yet, which is kind of crazy. As we cut back to ourselves, us kind of have to go defensive against Sainz, but Sainz kind of has some type of, maybe, what is that, a switchback going on? I'm not exactly sure. But he's just kind of all over our rear end, showing that we maybe don't have the best pace around this track, as I said earlier. Anyways, heading into the last turn of the race, or the last corner. Didn't get the best effects, and I'm already running out of battery. Luckily, there's no DRS, but Russell's just going to breeze past us because there's nothing we're going to do there. We use battery, but we don't have any more to use, although let's see what we can do. We dive down the inside and take position back from Russell, but all this fighting is just going to make us way slower compared to Tsunoda, and that means that the cars behind us are going to have tons of DRS. Well, just as much DRS. They're going to have DRS. And I'm not going to have any battery, as you can see there. It is at 5%. That is not good at all. And Tsunoda's already 2 seconds ahead of us. He was 1 at the beginning of the lap, and we're not even halfway through the lap. So if we continue this pace, we're going to have a very, very hard race. To be fair, our car definitely doesn't deserve to be fighting Mercedes, even Williams, Red Bull, even though the second Red Bull is such a hard car to drive. Maybe in real life we would be fighting them, but if you think about it, in real life we'd be getting more of like anything high. The 18th would be the highest we're getting. So I'm very glad that we're running in the points going wrong, and I do still have to up the difficulty probably even more. Since China, I needed to update it, and I need to update it even more as well now So hopefully that can make a big difference. I don't know. I just don't think that we should necessarily be in this position, as we are closing up back up to Sonoda, which is very impressive. But we also have 0 battery heading into the last corner of heading into the long stretch to go defensive against Russell, which means we're going to get a bad run out. Anyways, as I was saying, I don't think that we should be contending for a championship for at least the first 1 or 2 seasons, as Russell just breezes past us. And so does Sainz. You can see they're just that DRS battery, and they're passing us, and I didn't get a good run out. All bad mistakes leading to them breezing past us, but luckily now I do have DRS. Cut the curb there a little bit as we try to get a good run up here on Russell, but we're already losing out of DRS for the next DRS zone because we are more than a second behind him, which is very unfortunate. As we go to Behrman, he has a car issue, and will he pit? No, he will not. So that brings out yellow flags. Will it be a safety car? I don't think that's quite enough to be a safety car. I mean, he's tucked quite way out of the way. But that's very unfortunate for him. Past really having some bad luck here recently, as we just can't keep it on the track, which is very unfortunate. And Sainz is going to take an opportunity for that, going wheel to wheel with the Williams. We'll have the inside line, so we will get the move, but that means we're going to have a bad run to this long back straight. Will he? I don't think they. I don't think he has run out of battery yet, so that means that he's going to have a big advantage, especially against us, because we were running out of battery. We do have DRS because we stole it. You saw there, Gasly try to dive down the inside, and he actually doesn't have DRS. Oh no, sorry, Sainz does not have DRS. Gasly does have DRS. As you can see, Sainz and Gasly there were fighting, so that kind of helped us out a little bit. But all this fighting, trying to keep Sainz and Gasly at bay, have caused a huge gap to Russell. As we go to Piastri, he is not doing the best this season, but up into a podium place, fantastic work from Piastri. He usually doesn't do that good, but whoa, what's happening here? Leclerc's going right back at him. I shouldn't have said whoa. I'm just kind of surprised that the AI is fighting that much. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I am at the same time, especially compared to F124. But Leclerc looks like he's getting the move down the inside, but nope. Piastri stays side by side with him, and he just not quite enough there for Piastri to commit. If he could have closed the door there, oh, it looks like he commits there, and it looks like he will get the move done on Leclerc as we go to lap 6 down the long back straight. As you know, Bahrain, you have to, I don't know why I'm dumping all the battery in the non-DRS zone, but also Gasly, the Alpine, just has so much more pace than we do, and so does Sainz. I don't know what it is about Gasly. Literally, as I said, every race that we have Gasly there. I mean, shoot, when we start winning, Gasly will probably be there as well. In a couple of seasons, when we start winning races, Gasly will probably be there as well. He's literally 1 or 2 places away from us, fighting us every race, every sprint race, every time. Anyways, as we focus back in on the race, we have cut the DRS from Gasly, because Gasly and Sainz are fighting as we go to Stroll. Stroll trying to fight the Haas, sorry, in the Aston Martin, which should be a quick car. He does have DRS. Will he dive down the inside? What do we see here? Looks like he's diving down the inside. Is this going to be a move that he's going to make to get done? Let's see. Sorry, not the best camera angle. Sorry about that. But no, it looks like Ocon's coming back at him. Ocon playing unbelievable defense, and it looks like he will keep the position. So beautiful defense by Ocon and Stroll on those soft tires versus Ocon on those hard tires in arguably a slower car, and Stroll still can't get the move done. So that is not good by him on any part, as we have a little waggle there, or whatever you want to call it. We almost lose the back end of the car. We are now actually catching we are not catching, sorry, we are breaking even more away from Gasly. So for some reason, we just decided to find pace. I don't know, I was feeling pretty comfortable on these mediums, to be fair, and so these mediums were kind of coming alive at the end of the stint for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why that's the case. Anyways, had to dump all that battery to stay in the DRS, and we will be coming in at the end of lap 9, it appears, as you see there. Now going to Piastri in the 3rd place. Critical pit stop for Piastri, trying to get the undercut on, I don't know, his teammate Leclerc, Verstappen even. Probably not crazy enough to get an undercut on Verstappen, but still, trying to get a crazy undercut. Let's see what kind of stop time it is. That's not too bad. That's a pretty good stop time. What kind of stop time do we see from Sonoda? Ooh, that's not. I've seen faster, especially from the Red Bull pit crew, but it honestly could be worse. Let's see Stroll though, because Stroll is somebody who could definitely be in our race by the end of this race. Somebody who could definitely be contending us for our spot. That looks like a pretty good stop time. Let's see what it is for the RB Lawson or Racing Bull. I don't know. So it looks like a good stop time for Albon and both the Racing Bulls, or one of them. Excuse me, as we go to lap 9, end of lap 9, diving into the pits, getting those tires locked, trying to get the car stopped so we don't get a penalty. We will be receiving soft tires, as you see Leclerc just came for the stop. There. Let's see what kind of stop time it is. Our pit crew is horrible, so let's see what's going on here. Well, that is a fantastic pit stop. 2.5. I'm very pleased with that, because I think we've had that good of a pit stop one other time, if I'm not mistaken. So yes, unfortunately though, we have gotten, never mind, hold on. Yes, we have, sorry, for some reason my screen was tripping out. Yes, Gasly has gained some time on us in the pits, it looks like, or maybe yes, he has gained some time in the pits. He's gained like a second or two, which is rather unfortunate. And Antonelli is behind us, so I expect Antonelli to pass me at any moment. So I honestly, the best I can get here is 12, but we still have another pit stop to go. So obviously in this race, I'm still thinking about points, trying to get those points, trying to get as many points. 1 point, I would take that. Like honestly, 1 point would be amazing. As we just go way too late on the brakes there, we try to risk it a little bit, and I just kept locking the tires there, so I kept deciding to brake earlier and earlier instead of later and later, because I'd rather brake earlier and not have a locked tire. Let's see what kind of a stop it is for our teammate Crawford. Let's see, this was from earlier. We actually decided to double stack, actually. That's how far back he was, which is rather unfortunate. As we go back to us, or for sure in game, Gasly's catching us at a rapid pace, and he will breeze by us, but we're going to use battery to defend, and it looks like we can't catch up, but we dive down around the outside. We try to leave space for him, and we try to leave space, but nope, we get the move done, so we're going to close it off, and now he has DRS again, so let's see what's going to happen as he breezes by us with DRS, but we're going to try to go for the inside overtake, defensive-ish move kind of thing, but we couldn't get it done, and that means that Antonelli is catching us, and Gasly is running away from us. So horrible situation to be in here. As you can see, that new livery that we equipped, I don't know if I have showed you yet, but that is a very nice new livery that I don't know if you noticed, we changed around the sponsors and added more sponsors so I can make more money, and I just think adding a couple more sponsors make it look better. Unfortunately, I can't add any more because we're still at fan rating 1 and everything. But let me know what you think. What do you think I should do in terms of like the livery? What do you think? Give me good ideas for different races, like a special one-off livery. Just feel free to share me ideas as we switch around to the outside to have the better racing line on Gasly, breezing by with DRS and ERS as we almost lose the rear end there. Tried to step off the gas and almost lose it there again, so that means Gasly's coming right back at us, and let's see what we can do here defensively. We use some ERS and we dive down the inside. Beautiful repass on Gasly. We try to use all the track, try to get that car rotated. For some reason, I'm not the best at getting the car rotated there, but for some reason, I did kind of manage to use more of the track than I usually do. On Bahrain, I'm really bad at using all the track, because I tend to lock up tires or spin if I try to use up all the track. And so I'm definitely not being the most efficient driver, and I genuinely just don't like the track that much. It's not my least favorite, don't get me wrong, it's just not my favorite, especially compared to like Jeddah. I like Jeddah way more, so definitely not a strong circuit for me personally, and so that's why I don't think it could have, I don't think we could have done better, just because my pace around the track isn't very good. As we cut to lap 14, at this point it was just a pretty boring race, so I just decided to go ahead and fast forward. But as you can see here, Antonelli already gaining on us massively because he's in a Mercedes, and we have Mercedes engine, but everything else in terms of performance, probably including the engine, is definitely not as good as Mercedes. Mercedes is a way faster car. That should come as no surprise. So I don't think I'm going to put up much of a fight here, just because I think you know, why bother, to be honest? I mean, there's not much I can do, to be honest. So, as we go to lap 15, Piastri, he is setting comfortably in 4th place. It's great to see him up a little bit higher, you know? In China, I think he had did he have a DNF? He did, he had a DNF. In Japan, he didn't do amazing, I don't think. I think he was all the way down to like 7th or something. As we go to us on lap 15 as well, we are in 9th. Then there's Antonelli pressurizing us. Gasly, Stroll behind Gasly. Makes you wonder where'd Sainz go. You know, it was kind of us, Gasly, Sainz. Maybe Sainz had a slow pit stop. I don't know. We're not putting the fastest laps, as I do kind of bang wheels to Antonelli. That was completely my fault. And I do kind of defend it around the outside, but honestly, more than one or two, you know, I was thinking, well, let me try to defend him a little bit and see, you know, what he's made of, but I was never expecting to hold him behind. So it was just kind of just to try to test the water to kind of see what I could do. But at the end of the day, that is kind of slowing us down, so that really wasn't a smart idea on behalf of yours truly. As we go to lap 17, we dive into the pits. Antonelli right on our gearbox, right behind us. So let's see what kind of stop time we can get. Pit crew's done horrible this year, so let's see. Boom, yeah, that right rear tire just decided to not come off, and our engineer, our pit crew, just not. There's another way to break it. As we go to lap 18. This is on our out lap, and our tires are still ice cold. I don't know if you can see there, but they're both blue, which is very unfortunate. So we're having almost no grip. For some reason, I was finding it so hard to warm up these hard tires. I don't know why they were so cold, to be honest. But as we go here, Antonelli, Hulkenberg, and Gasly all fighting. So we're just going to take a huge opportunity and dive around the outside. Beautiful 2 overtakes, but Hulkenberg has soft tires and the faster car. Not extremely faster, but he does have the faster vehicle. So we, but I think we can put up a defense, but, you know, and since we are fighting for track position, I mean, honestly, why not put up a defense? Because I'm pretty sure at this point, everybody's pretty much made their pit stops, except, like, I don't know, a couple people maybe. As we just hop over the curb there, probably not the best use of the curb, especially around Bahrain. As we know from Bahrain, yeah. Anyways, I'm not going to share my view on it. I just really don't like it. As Hulkenberg tries to send it around the outside, but he gets denied, and wow, we just gapped him there because I think we kind of pushed him a little bit. So that is 100% my fault. As we skip to lap 22, dumping the DRS down the long back straight, we still have managed to keep Hulkenberg behind us. But let's see now. Now he has DRS. Let's see what's going to happen. This is for no points, and Ocon is 10 seconds. Wow.
Strong, but be aware,
5 seconds ahead of us. But Hulkenberg dives into the pit, so I was wrong. So we did slow him up a little bit. So that's real. So we kind of just ruined his race. I didn't realize he was so far down. I thought that was his true position, but I was probably not thinking the smartest I could have thought because he was on soft tires. So obviously he wasn't go for like 15 laps in the soft. So I should have probably let him go and used him for DRS, but you know, it could be worse. It could have been worse. It is what it is. Anyways, I'm sorry I don't have much highlights in between the race because I forgot to save all of them, so I only have part of the race. So my apologies. I don't think I'll be able to cut to the winner of the race, and so my apologies. Also, let me know what you think about me chopping up the highlights into it. Anyways, cutting back to the race, let's dive it down the inside of Gasly, but we run out of road, and he hits us with a beautiful switchback. But will he be made of it? No, he just goes cautious. He should have sent it on that switchback, and now we have DRS. Critical mistake there for Gasly. Not that it really matters. It's for P11, but it's for bragging rights at this point because we want Gasly to finish behind us. I think we've been pretty equal. Like, some of the races he finished behind us, some of the races finished ahead of us. Most of the races he's finished ahead of us, so we really want to finish ahead of him here. Just because that's for pride, to be honest, and for bragging rights. As you can still see, those hard tires, the front right still hasn't warmed up. Right? Like, seriously, still hasn't warmed up. So that's very unfortunate, but it could be worse. As we go to lap 26, turn 3, Gasly tries sending it around the outside, or no, we tried diving it down the inside, sorry. and we get the beautiful overtake done on Gasly, and now there comes Albon, the other Williams. So not Sainz, Albon is now threatening to overtake us. What's going to happen here on lap 26 as they do fight a little bit. So hopefully this gives us enough room to pull away from DRS for like one lap, but no, look at that horrible braking job, and we almost lose the rear end at the same time. So that is very unfortunate, very bad driving on behalf of me. Anyways, as we go to the last lap of the race, Albon eventually did get ahead of us, just breezed past it with DRS, so I figured no use in trying it, but let's see if we can get him back here with DRS, but no, we don't get a good exit, and that will be P12 pretty confidently, unless Gasly does anything, or unless Albon just has some random spin or something. Anyways, Max Verstappen winning the race, winning all races of the season, dominant season, pretty boring season, especially in my opinion. I was thinking, ooh, this season is not shaping up to be a good one, but we'll see. I'm not sure exactly how good this season will be, but let me know in the comments what you think, how good you think the season will be, and if you've enjoyed it so far, and if the season will be good, if our season and the AI season. Anyways, as we go to the finish line,
and that's the end of the
crossing
race.
the line for P12. So I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not gonna lie. I was disappointed, obviously, but we didn't deserve to get points by any stretch of the imagination. We don't deserve to be where we finished.
And in the end, there was no Verstappen. Max Verstappen, he takes victory.
And of course, that's now 4 race wins in a row. They've got the momentum now, and it's starting to turn into a bit of a dominance.
Well, it's been a long wait for many of our drivers, but the wait is always worth it. Bring them out to the awaiting crowd. It's time for our podium celebrations. One of the all-time greats celebrates yet again. It's another podium, it's another top step for Max Verstappen.
I feel like the commentator uses that line very often. No Verstappen, or whatever he said. So it's funny to see the commentators not really switching things up. Anyways, it's a dominant win for Max Verstappen yet again. Lando Norris coming in P2 yet again. I'm pretty sure every single race, including sprint races, have been Max P1, Lando P2. So hopefully Lando can get a win here, just for, because that would be awful to get second every race. That's awful. I'd rather be like Leclerc, who gets like 5th, 4th, 3rd. Most races. Most races he's pretty much there for a podium. I'd rather be that. Anyways. Let me know what you guys think of this episode. Let me know any kind of improvements that you would like me to make. Feel free to make fun of my driving or anything you like. Let me know also how many times you want me to post. I think I'll be posting 2 times a week. Anyways, if you enjoyed, please subscribe. Goodbye.